Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today because I am in my EveryDollar app and I am excited to share with you how I do paycheck to paycheck budgeting in my EveryDollar app. I only track my paycheck to paycheck spending categories in my EveryDollar app because those are the categories I need the most information from and the most accuracy in, because you budget for groceries and you have so much money that you can spend on groceries, but you don't want to see the entire month's how much you're wanting to spend. You want to see what you actually have in your account right now and what you plan to spend just for this paycheck period. That's what I love about EveryDollar. It keeps me in check. It keeps me focused on what we're spending, even when I'm over budget. I have to decide, yes, I'm going to go over budget, and EveryDollar lets me know right away when I go that direction. So let's get started and jump right in. So what I'm going to do is start right here, and we are going to go through the income section here. All our income for the month is in. Everything that it was planned to come in has come in. Now you're going to see here, this is the last check that's come in. This is where I'm going to adjust the money for the paycheck to paycheck and all that stuff from in my spending categories and unbudgeted stuff and things like that. So there's a lot going on right now. So I need to make adjustments for all of that. But that's okay. I don't mind. So, but you are going to see, I already posted the deposit or slid the deposit here in my EveryDollar category. It is higher than what I had planned for. And the reason it was higher is my husband had 1 day of overtime and then travel reimbursements for when he was gone sometime in February, early February. So he got that income in and everything else is in. This was from last month. This is not income as per se as income for earned income. This was earned income from previous months that we just happened to roll over every month to pay for something that was needed. My vehicle needed $1,600 worth of work done and we paid for it and we're good. So that's why that rolled over. All right, so I will come back and adjust this number in a minute. For right now, I only want to focus on my spending categories because I like how this is already set at an EveryDollar budget. And I want to make sure when I go down there that I can see how the numbers change without it being messed up with other categories in this section up here. So here we go. I might have to move myself from one side of the screen to the other. So if I do, I will pause and then come right back. So hold on a second. Let me get down to all my categories. Okay, here we are. So this is Paycheck 1 spending. I've already closed Paycheck 1 spending, and as you can see, the numbers are, right there. It's already taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. Paycheck 2 spending is where we're at. We're going to close these and make them look the remainings all down 0, and we're going to put the actual numbers here, and then we're going to adjust for the overages that we made. So for like grocery household, I was $78.96 over. I'm going to subtract that from the 200 because when I make these plans, I plan a specific amount for grocery household, not just paycheck to paycheck, but for the entire month of February. And I didn't want to go more than $1,000 for the month of February. I keep going over. I guess, I don't know why, because we're not going out as much, and maybe that's why I need the extra groceries, or I'm still adjusting from purchasing HelloFresh weekly kits. I get those, and I add that to my grocery household category, so I'm not sure, still figuring that one out, but that's okay. Okay, so now I've moved myself. It covers a little bit of this over here, but I think that'll be okay. You know what I'm talking about when I'm pointing at this. But grocery household, and the reason I moved myself is I needed to see all this. I wanted that number right there. I was kind of hiding it. That's not good. So here we go. We are going to adjust this here. And I'm just going to put what I actually spent, which was $472.86. And boom, down to 0. Now over here, and I probably should have put myself, there we go. Sorry to hide all that, but I don't know where else to put myself to get through this. Paycheck 2 spending, that's 0 now. Now that shows 87 or $78.96 over. Here we go. We're going to grocery household. Down here for paycheck 3, and I'm going to adjust that. So I hit delete. And now it says now I can use $121.04 for that category. Now, it says I have $57.76 remaining. Well, the reason is I went ahead because I keep forgetting to put my HelloFresh in this category sometimes ahead of time before the transaction happens. I know it's going to happen, so I know I need to make sure that it goes there. I wait until the date, and then I realize, oh, I'm running out of money. So I went ahead and put it in this time. I scheduled the proper date. Today's the 20th, and it comes out on the 23rd. So it leaves me $57.76. Yeah, I'm going to go over. I still have 8 days left in February. We're going to go over in groceries. In fact, I spent $180 this morning on grocery stuff. Stocked up on some things. A lot of cosmetic, like bathroom stuff for my sons, and deodorants and toothbrushes. But I bought them in bulk, so it's a really high number. But that's okay, because the buffer can handle it. The spending categories can handle it. So, grocery household taken care of. Now I'm back to EveryDollar budget, which is good. Now you're going to see extra cash. So, I did not spend as much in restaurants this time, which I was thankful for and just so proud of us when we did that. So, we spent $364.06. And there's that zero. Now I have $82.55. If you watched my weekly check-in or any of my other budget videos on Paycheck to Paycheck, you would see these exact same numbers. So if I delete this, it's going to add those two numbers together for me. Don't even need a calculator. 207.55. There we go. Okay. Okay, next we have the miscellaneous. And I had budgeted $425, and we only, let's see what we got here. We spent $277.15, nowhere near what we thought we would spend. We normally spend randomly a lot, and this month we just have not done it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that number, $147.85, and I'm going to put that there. It's going to give me an over. Oh, wait a minute. Did I put the wrong number in? I sure did. 277.15. That's just funny. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, this is what we got. So that's zeroed out. I have $147.85. And now I need to adjust my miscellaneous and delete that out. And then I'm going to put the $272.85. And this is why I go through them one by one, because the math is done for me and it's taken care of in the EveryDollar app. It works so much easier when you do it this way. So I haven't found any other way that's easier without having to use a calculator every time I go through it. Gasoline, we didn't go anywhere. As per usual, it is what it is. We're in a pandemic time period. So 46.49. That zeroes that out. Unbudgeted never carries a balance. So now I get to take that out, and I'm going to add the 174.48, and there we go. That is how I adjust one spending category from the previous paycheck, zero and close this stuff out, and then collapse that, and then start afresh anew. This money is the actual money sitting in my bank account. This is what I'm actually using. This is what we're actually have available to spend in our spending categories, which is awesome. I love that. So I'm going to break away for a second. I'm going to move myself over on the other side of the screen, and then we're going to go through and add all the different transactions that I have over here, and talk about some things about unbudgeted items, putting the transactions for my bills in, and you're going to kind of see how I would do it if I was using a paid version of the EveryDollar. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I am losing daylight here sun setting and winter hours and all that stuff. So I'm very sorry about that. I do have some lights going on right here. Hopefully it's enough to get through this video. So let's get started. So the transactions I have. Now I have already put this deposit in for my husband's salary, overtime, and reimbursement. So I need to change this number here to $2,804.19 for those two to match, and I have an accurate account of what's in my checking account. So here we go. And there it is. I'm $533.15 above my normal. And that's pretty much spot on. So that's what we have here. Okay, so let's scroll down a bit. I've got other transactions. Now we've already done our paycheck to paycheck budgeting, so I know my spending categories. I know exactly what I have available to spend. And part of those transactions are actually, I think, need to go in here. So let me click on this. And yes, so my Amazon tripod. I don't know if I said before, but my tripod broke. There's a plastic piece and it's, I don't know. Anyways, it's hard to describe, but the piece that broke, I can't buy it separately, so I bought a new tripod. Hopefully this one works better and lasts longer. We'll see. Might be the stress of the weight of the phone, something like that, where it hinges. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So this is my first miscellaneous item. I'm going to put that right here. And then that Audible is actually a bill. It's a one-time thing I'm going to put at the bottom. So I'm going to skip that one for right now. But then I have this unbudgeted item here. I'm going to slide it over. It says Google unbudgeted. Now you're going to see a negative number because I don't budget for unbudgeted. And it's more than what I would have in miscellaneous. So anyways, I decided, and my husband, we decided. I need to learn how to say we a lot better, but I don't. Let's see. We decided it would be important to get this Google Nest thing to help with our internet, with everybody on the internet. So because we had money that came in and it's not assigned to anything, I could put it into the emergency fund, but I already have enough going into that this month to meet the goals that we wanted. We're like, okay, we have enough to meet the goals. Let's put this, pay for this, something we want and kind of need because we have so many devices on the internet. We don't have cable, so we stream everything through our Rokus. We have our laptops and tablets and phones, oh my, all the things. So let's go ahead and see what the number changes once I put this in. So that's $369.94. That was for, I believe it's called the Hub with 2 extra. I think we got all 3. Still have money left over. So this money left over, I believe we decided just to put it in the buffer of our checking account. And that goes here to the balance forward. Anytime we have money in the checking account that isn't assigned to anything at all, it's not assigned to savings, it's not assigned to a bill, and it's not assigned to our spending categories, it just sits in the checking account. We call it our buffer, and I balance it forward every month. So that's what we're going to do right here. I'm going to delete. This is the buffer I originally had before I knew the extra money that was coming in. And then we spent some of the extra money. Now I'm going to delete that number. And this is the new number we're going to set in the checking account. Now this came from January going into February. This is what we have left over in February so far. So I'm going to put that number there, $458.13. Now, the reason I have a balance forward category where it's money sitting in the checking account and doesn't go anywhere is because, and I have it here in the sinking fund section, is because I can't do a piggy or a fund that moves from month to month in the income section of your income. It won't allow you to do it. You cannot create this and make it a fund. I'd have to move myself to, I don't know if it'll let me. But yeah, if you open that up, you can't make that a fund and you can't see anywhere where you could make it a fund. But down here in these categories that are created, you can make any of them a fund. So that's what I did. I created one. I know in my mind this is just my checking account balance forward. That's it. Nothing else. The rest of these is a savings account for our sinking funds. So, and it's separate from my husband and mine joint checking and savings. It's just a separate savings account that I have that I can transfer back and forth easily because my sinking funds are used annually for the most part. So no problems there. Oh, but I do have a sinking fund transaction. So this is how I do it. I budget what I'm going to put in to the savings account. And then, see right here, Orkin spray. They came and sprayed. They spray quarterly. I slide it right there. It reduces that specific fund for me. Even though it's one saving account, it's all commingled together as far as money goes. But you compartmentalize what the total account is through this. You can separate and see, oh, I just spent $88 of our Orkin termite spray. I still have $256, which is good because we're going to need at least $299, at least it was last year, for our termite annual thing that the contract that we have. So yeah, so we're still on track for the annual contract, and we budgeted enough to do the spray at the same time. So there is that. And then the emergency fund here, savings here. We'll talk about that later, maybe. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to make any adjustments just yet or not, but I'll still talk about it. So what do we have left? Oh, we still have spending category, Papa John's. So that's a restaurant. That's going to go right there. And then Wawa was gas for my husband's Jeep. And then Audible, iTunes, and life insurance. So those three items are bills down below. They're one and dones. So that would be down in these categories. And city utilities, nope, not yet. Life insurance, okay. Just making sure. Okay, here's the Audible. And I'm a little off on that. Oh, I did not catch that. This is 95. Or is it 99? Let me check my notebook. I'm pretty sure it's 95. And I just wrote the wrong number down. Yes, it is 95. Yeah, these things happen. So with those pennies, all I would have to do is just adjust my, whatchamacallit at the top. I'll show you in just a second. So Audible goes right here. iTunes is right underneath it. I usually have my bills stacked in order of the time periods they come out. So Amazon Music is always the first of the month, and the CBS All Access is right after it, and these happen right after in this order. Though this one I will be moving, I think, above here because this is a new subscription, and it needs to be up here. So I just forgot to do that. Let's see, what else? And life insurance. Now, I went over here and created a transaction using this button. But you can also create transactions here within the actual account. And I'm going to do this now because this actually already came out. I'm actually do two of them. And because this is a free version, I manually have to do this every time. So Verizon came out for 8721, I think it is. Hopefully that's right. It came out today. Track. I put the wrong one. I got my 7 and 2 backwards. So that's supposed to be 2, and that is supposed to be a 7. There we go. Silly me. All right, there we go. That's all fixed. And I do know that has not come out, and I do know city utilities has come out. So I'm going to add, this was easy, $100. And I've tracked that expense. Now I know it's come out, and we are good to go there. So the 4 cents, let's go back to the balance forward. I just need to make that 7. And now we're in EveryDollar budget. So there we go. So I was able to do my paycheck to paycheck budgeting here, and these are my balance that I have. And I actually could go ahead and go in the red. Oh my, on what I spent on groceries. It was over $180. Let me grab my phone real quick and pull up that receipt. I went to Walmart and I used their Walmart Pay. It's attached to my debit card, and I just go in and it has the receipt, which is really nice because the receipt is crystal clear compared to the printed ones, because they never have enough ink for those receipts in the store. So I actually have today $184.77. And I'm going to type in Walmart. Oops, not typing right. There we go. And I'm going to track that expense. I'm $127.01 over. Not good. Not good at all. But I do know these other categories will compensate for that. As far as the whole spending budget categories combined, all four of them, it'll be fine. Yes, I went over by $127.01 for the month of February for grocery household. So it's just how I shop. No restaurants yet, or miscellaneous, or gasoline. So we are good to go in those categories. And I am done with my EveryDollar. I have my correct overtime. I did say I was going to talk about my savings. So here is my husband and mine joint savings and checking account balances. So if you total all this up, that's the account balance total. I just compartmentalize it here, just like I do the other savings account for the sinking funds. So we have $1,000. That's the baby emergency fund. I just you can't get rid of this here. I don't even think you can't even edit that. All you can do is plan and stuff like that. So I just kind of leave it there because you can't do anything with it. Can't even delete it. But this one I created. This can be deleted. This can be edited. It can be changed. It's a fund. It moves month to month. So what I can do and what I want to do right now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to move things around in the savings. Now, I'm not moving them tangibly in my bank account, obviously, because it's already there commingling together. But my husband, as you can see, his Jeep fund dropped drastically. Most of this was his Jeep, $2,588 and some change. The rest of it went towards our Visa. I just made a payment for the Visa out of our joint savings account to our joint credit card. So when he went to pay for his Jeep lift, if you've seen any of my past videos, my husband had been saving a long time to get his Jeep lifted 2.5 inches. I still don't know what that means. I'm not a car person, so I have no idea what he was talking about, but I do understand the concept of what he was doing. I just don't know why he would want to do it. It's just me. So he saved up a long time for it. I had it in the savings account. When he went to go pay for it, I said, use the credit card. And then once it clears the credit card, I will pay the credit card off with our savings account, because it was all Navy Federal. It was all one account. I just transferred funds from one to another. And it just made it easier to take a business that credit card and then pay it off right away. That's the only time we use a credit card, is when we have the money cash on hand, when we buy something and we're going to pay it off right away. It's not a problem for us. It used to be a problem. I used to carry $24,000 limit for 10, 12 years and barely made a dent in it, and then would have to use it for an emergency. Whatever, $1,000, $2,000, I was able to drop the balance to, and then it was just a nightmare. But once we got it paid off, once we understood why we shouldn't do it that way, then we were like, oh, okay. And we don't even care about rewards or anything like that. Rewards mean nothing to us. That's not why we do it. But I do like having that security. Let's swipe it real quick. I know we have the money. Let me maneuver the money in the way we need it, and then pay for it, as long as we're paying it off right away. That's what I do, and that's what we do. I need to say we more often, really do. So we have $20.96 left. I'm going to add an expense of that amount. $20.96. And I'm going to say Jeep Fund transfer to emergency fund. So basically, if you had a cash envelope, if you had a cash envelope and you were unstuffing your cash envelope and moving it to another envelope like the emergency fund, then that's same principle, just electronic. Same concept there. So now I'm zeroed out in this. Next month, that will disappear. You will not see that in my videos because he's done doing what he wanted to do with the Jeep. So there we go. Now I'm going to add that $20.96 here. And I'm going to make it an income transferred from fund. So there we go. Gotta love autocorrect spelling. Whew. I type faster than I think. All right, so now what we're going to do is take this overpayment of Paycheck. My husband, on the first of the year, the company he worked for decided to change from one pay structure, pay company where the paychecks came from to the employee to a different company and have a whole different setup, and he got overpaid because the numbers weren't right. And they haven't taken the money out of his paycheck yet. So we put it in savings. And I'm going to take it out of savings, just put it in an emergency fund. If they ever decide to take the money back, I have it. I'm just going to put it in an emergency fund, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to add a new, before I do that, I need to write that number down. $637.49. There we go. If I don't write it down, I won't be able to see it. So $637.49. My husband and I talked about this. We agreed. Let's just keep it as part of the emergency fund. It's not a problem because once it is deducted from his paycheck and we're short that amount, it is an emergency. So that was our logic behind it. Transferred to emergency fund. I cannot type to save my life today. Track. All right, I'm just subtracting it from here and then I'm adding it over here. Now you can add as a planned or you can add as income like I am transferring right now. 36749, mark it as income and transferred from overpayment. Paycheck. I must be tired today. There we go. And I'm going to track that. So now, technically, now that I've moved those two, because I'm going to delete the overpayment next month, I'm going to delete the Jeep Fund next month. And this will still stay here in February, so if I wanted to go back and look at the notes, why did I move that money around? What was the deal? I can go back and look and say, oh, I moved it from this to this, and then I stopped funding those, and I just deleted them because they weren't necessary anymore, and it all went into this 3 to 6 month expenses, or month of expenses, which is my fully funded emergency fund. That's what this is. So I'm at $3,788.45 after I make a deposit of $750. Now we are considering putting even more than that in because of the overtime and what we have at the end of the month. Because even though this is $750 I planned plus the $380 already put in earlier, those two are kind of combined right there. This balance forward, I don't know if I'm going to keep, actually this remaining, if I'm going to keep that in my checking account and just let it balance forward or go ahead and put it in the savings because that's a pretty good sizable number. And I have done the budget or projected budget draft for March already, and I don't really have to transfer it over or let it go over into March. So I'm debating on that. We'll have to see at the end of the month results if I am going to move that money over or not. But definitely I'm going to move over $750 of this $1,300, and I've already put in the bank $380 of that. So that is that. My husband's travel expense and travel claim came back. I've got that fully funded pretty much again. We keep about $720. We're close to that. I'll add a few more dollars and even it out later. So I might bump it up to $800 if they start asking my husband to pay for his own COVID test. He does work for a contract for the Navy. He's a contractor. And so, the Navy has its own rules. So there might be some expenses, and hopefully the company will reimburse him for that, but I'm not sure what it's going to cost, so I might bump that up a little bit and take it out of there. Other than that, nothing is changed. Everything's looking good. And I'll go back to the top here. So I am set for the rest of February. I hope your budgeting is going well. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.